Hi, I'm Judge Janine Gutfeld. Here's what's coming up. It's down to the wire. The stakes couldn't be higher. Come on, baby, light my fire. Lots more peeks from WikiLeaks. I think they're immoral freaks. It was the last debate. How did it rate? I thought it went great. Chris Wallace, a good mate. Plus, Kat names everything that's rigged in America. The catalog later in the show. We'll be right back after this update, so don't you dare leave us.
Live from America's News headquarters, I'm Patricia Stark. And now back to the Greg Gutfeld Show. Stay with Fox News for the latest breaking stories throughout the night.
Welcome back to the show. Here are tonight's guests. He's so sharp, his head is often used to slice pizza. Fox News Chief National Correspondent Ed Henry. She's so bright, she sneezes fireflies. Washington Times columnist Madison Gesiotto. He's as tough as a Rubik's Cube and every bit as colorful. U.S. Army Special Forces member Terry Schappert. When the chips are down, she eats them with guac. National Review reporter Katherine Timpf. But first, all right, 17 days to go before Courtney Thorne Smith's birthday. Who didn't love a little Melrose Place? But also, it's 17 days to the election. So I bet early voting is underway, so make sure to send your ballot. We can't take a chance.
Early voting is underway, so make sure you send in your ballot. We cannot take a chance of blowing it. We cannot take a chance.
Meantime, this week, Chris Wallace managed to find the high road in a sewer. By maintaining order, we saw both choices in full glory. An arrogant woman dressed as a cult leader from the future, on the right, and a defiant showman who listens to no one, not even his barber. The result in actual debate, one so smooth you could slide down it without a splinter on your naked butt. I tried. Not many surprises. Trump said wrong a lot, and Hillary creepily smiled like one of those old dolls you find in your grandmother's attic that comes to life at night and sits on your chest while you sleep. We all had them. But there was some good debating in there.
I voted for border security in the United States Senate. I don't want to rip families apart. I don't want to be sending parents away from children.
We have to have strong borders. We have to keep the drugs out of our country.
And then there was all of the puppet bashing.
He has no respect for her.
Well, that's because he'd rather have a puppet as president of the United States.
No puppet.
And it's pretty clear.
You're the puppet.
But the one thing everyone seemed to agree on was Chris Wallace. Wallace not only was a great moderator, his moderating got us all to agree that he was a great moderator. And really, nobody agrees on anything these days. Maybe we really can all get along after this ends, because no matter who wins, everyone must accept the outcome.
I want to ask you here on the stage tonight, do you make the same commitment that you will absolutely, sir, that you will absolutely accept the result of this election?
I will look at it at the time. I'm not looking at anything now. I'll look at it at the time.
I love that. All right. Trump later clarified.
I would like to promise and pledge to all of my voters and supporters and to all of the people of the United States that I will totally accept the results of this great and historic presidential election if I win.
Apparently that works with my audience. All right. A lot's been made of this as if Donald messing with the process is some new revelation. But that's Trump. He doesn't want you to know what he's up to. It's the opposite of Hillary, who tells ISIS when we're coming and what we'll be wearing. So, just 17 days left. What's next? A lot can happen in 3 weeks. It's the lifespan of a drone ant. They never work much, then they die once they mate with females. Reminds me of One Direction. Of course, shoes will continue to drop. It'll be like an orgy at a centipede strip club. But what of the Republican Party? After this, counseling will be needed, or it's divorce court. We already know who's getting the House. It's the Dems. If the Republicans don't act fast to fix this mess, they'll lose their shirts too, and no one needs to see Mitch McConnell topless. Ed. Trump would, if he loses... No puppet. Do you think will he accept the loss? Like, let's say it's close.
Yeah.
Let's say it's not a blowout and it's close. Do you think he'll accept it?
No, I think it's pretty clear that he's going to talk about, voting irregularities, and he's laying the groundwork now to say that he thinks the system is rigged. That feeds into kind of the anger that he has been talking about throughout the entire campaign. And I think unless it's a landslide that he just simply cannot deny, and frankly, I think the polls are closer than we're seeing right now. This race is not over. Because I think that it's pretty clear that there is anger out there. And so people can say, oh, this is done, this is done, this is done. Nobody's voted yet.
I'd like to congratulate Ed on playing up to the crowd like that.
I had no idea.
There you go. All right, Madison. Do you agree with Ed? I mean, this kind of like wishful thinking that this could actually turn out to be closer than expected?
Well, first of all, I think he's going to win.
Oh, really?
So,
I do too.
So I have an agreement.
I think he's going to win.
I'm going to get in trouble.
But if it's close, I think he would be smart to contest it, because I don't think a lot of the media outlets are really reporting some of the voter fraud instances that we've seen. They're only reporting voter impersonation. They're not talking about some of the other instances of it.
Like what?
People using dead people to vote. That's, not exactly.
Physically bringing them.
How about voter registration issues when you're registering?
But there's one pretty comprehensive...
Voting twice.
There's one comprehensive study on this that looked at like 1 billion instances of voting and found 30.
That 30 number is the voter impersonation fraud number. There's other instances like people voting twice.
How many
like that.
do you think there are?
Well, say it's within a couple thousand votes, right? Like we've seen in maybe a few other elections.
Over the country?
In certain states that could change the electoral map. If that happens, I think he's very smart to contest it, because those instances could make that difference. If I was running for president, I would do that.
All right. Terry, what worries me is that he's going to say it no matter what.
Yep, exactly.
Now, I want to. You still hold out hope that Donald is going to win?
First of all, it's not hope. No, I have no hope. First of all, by the way, I'm not a member of the U.S. Army Special Forces now. I'm a former member. I officially retired October 10th. So.
Well, congratulations. Or I should say thank you.
All of you, especially you, Kat, are welcome for your freedom. So I love saying that. No, so here's the thing. It's not about hope. You and I have been talking about this for, it feels like freaking years.
It has.
Donald Trump is not the savior of anything. I know who he is. I've always thought he was a snake oil salesman. And I'm not, if you're looking for a moral candidate, you're wasting your time in the election. Simple stuff now. Let's just say they're both really bad. I think she's worse.
Yeah.
Because for her whole time, she has gotten rich and made deals at the behest of the American taxpayer as a public, quote-unquote, servant. Trump, whether he's a jerk or not, he's a private businessman. Okay. Let's just say, though, they're equally bad people. Who's going to mess with guns less? Donald Trump. Who is going to actually stand up for cops? Because the Dems throw them under all the time. Donald Trump. That's it for me. I would actually vote for Pee Wee Herman over Hillary. It's more about stopping Hillary Clinton than it is Donald Trump. I don't really care.
All right. That was impassioned. Your hands are going to be tired by the end of this show. How many times have I said that? Kat, this is kind of the logic that I used last week, where I said that if you have one issue that you hold dear, like terror, then you should vote that whether or not the person is a jerk or not, and that being a jerk doesn't matter. How do you feel about the fact that you are outnumbered? You are the one unlucky girl.
Isn't that the truth? No, maybe all that stuff's happening, or maybe it's not, and there'd have to be a lot of that going on for it to really impact an election that much. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. I could go out tonight and have a wonderful night, or I could go out tonight and get hit by a bus. We don't really know.
Yes.
America
I know.
could hit, yeah. You're driving the bus?
Bus drivers will try to hit you.
In terms of Trump accepting it, this is what I've said this before, and I really wonder if he's going to do a thing like how George Costanza pretends he didn't quit.
Yes.
And he just goes to the White House anyway, like he has the job. I'm here to be your president, America.
And nobody's going to tell him to go home because they don't want to hurt his feelings.
So that's the plan.
And that would be good TV, believe me, I can tell you.
No one would make him stop. It's too entertaining.
Yeah, yeah.
That's so
you know
great.
what I learned? Okay, there's many things that I have problems with about Trump, and you could go on forever about Hillary. But I think this is the year that the right stole from the left, in the sense that the left always exercised hyperbole. For example, if you were a conservative, you want back alley abortions. It's always the right. They want to bring back Jim Crow. Like, if you're a conservative, you just want to do awful things. This is kind of the first time that the Republican is actually giving it back. And that's kind of, I think people aren't used to that, so they're screaming, Ed, about polarization and that the world's going to hell and everybody's freaking out. No, it's actually the right is starting to act left.
It used to be like people will say, if you call her Hillary, it's sexist. Or if you call her secretary, it's sexist. He just comes straight up and, crooked Hillary.
Yes.
He only calls her crooked Hillary, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
He embraced,
point, man.
he embraced his inner polarization or something. I mean, Donald Trump goes to these debates, and politics is about addition, not subtraction. And he goes there and says things that will rally his base more rather than reaching to the middle or trying to bring in Democrats. We're going to find out pretty soon whether that was a bad political strategy or not. But he is who he is, and I think that's a large reason why his supporters like him. He's authentic. He's not poll tested. He's not going to say.
He doesn't seem to care, does he?
And it doesn't matter to him.
The problem is you got to expand your base, right, Madison?
Yeah, I mean, but here's the thing. He's doing what everybody knows that every candidate does behind closed doors. He's being himself in front of everybody. So I think that's a good thing, and he's attracted new voters to the Republican Party.
If you had,
but not enough. That's the scary part.
I think he's had a hard time actually with who should have been his base, a lot of conservatives.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think he kind of smoothed things out with them on the debate on Wednesday.
but if his political advisors went into him right now, what would they say he needs to do? Well, he needs to do a lot better with women voters right now, and he needs to do better with minorities, right? And cut into Hillary Clinton's lead with both. He's not going to win.
He's got how many days to
But what does he do on
gap?
Friday?
Yeah.
But what does he do on Friday? He beats on Michelle Obama.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But it was an African-American woman. So it's the two groups that he really wants to get.
Yeah.
He goes right at it. And so he rejects their advice. Now, maybe he's going to shock the world, or maybe people are going to say, you know what? You just didn't follow the right playbook.
A quick thing about that, though.
Sure.
That seems like the logic, but what has these polls in the last year been right? They got Brexit wrong. They got Trump wrong. They've never been more polls about more things that have been more often more wrong. And so I feel like people are accepting as fact.
That's why I said that at the beginning. I wasn't rooting for Trump when you said, oh, you're hoping that it's a close race. No, I'm saying that I just don't believe the polls. I don't believe that they're completely wrong and that it's really
of course,
a 20-point Trump lead or something, but it's tighter.
We got to take a break. 3 weeks is a long time. That's like the average length of a Hollywood wedding. It's about the same length of a Trump advisor. Ooh, he made a joke about Trump. All right, I'm kidding. I love you. Coming up, a story so shocking your hair will stand on end, unless of course you're bald, Terry. More leaks and dumps from the folks at Wiki. Who's their next target? Could it be you? Probably.